Hello, Tom here, and I'm working on a game about car harpoons. I recently overhauled how players join a match, some of the graphics, all of this leading up to an updated demo that you can play right now on Steam. But why did I do this? Well, let's dive in. While working on finishing up waves, I eventually came back to and thought the first level Parkin Panic could look better. Even though I had wanted to avoid redoing art that was complete, I felt that it would be worth the effort, and the update turned out to be not too bad except for the fences that you can interact with. I also did a quick update to Carnage Island's art after to color ink outlines and make objects blend in more with the background. Then came along a Jonas Tyroller video about marketing on Steam by having a good product and just letting the algorithm take care of it. As Carpoon's potential views were way higher on Steam compared to anywhere else, it had me realize that the demo and the screenshots were at least a year and a half old and out of date, and probably these things I should update at this point. And also, the original Carpoon demo had the old shaky camera that in single player was almost unplayable to me at this point. The screen is a bit shaky, that's the thing that bugged me the most. It always kind of moves in and out, there's that jitter. Boulevard is definitely a lot simpler, there's a lot of gray here. It wasn't so bad in multiplayer as multiple cars smoothed it out, but with all these factors in mind, it really led me to wanting to update the demo, so I set out on this new goal. But one more thing first, because as the saying goes, everybody has a plan until they're punched in the face. At a local meetup, I had some feedback where people were having trouble still about seeing what player they were from match to match or when matches started. So this was an issue I'd been having before, but this time way worse than any other time. But at least I had time to think about it. And a new solution was probably to keep cars in the same order, like keep players in the same order they landed on the map. And also keep their same color when they start up again, so they're not just kind of wondering what's going on, what's happening, getting their bearings every time. Doing that though, I know would be a lot of work because I would have to break a lot of things in the system, how Carpoon works, because it kind of deletes all the characters and adds them back into a level map, and the game resets, it reboots every single time for a fresh slate. Other things I did, well, during this process I added rumble as players drop down. You get a shake from the controller, what's happening, and different harpoons for different silhouette. I also was looking into hats for a while. There is one secret hat in this demo, which is a cameo to Yerk's character Scarlet. Thank you, Yerk, for all your help over the years. And ironically, to redo how all these players are set in the different arrays and lists I had to keep track of stats, I thought maybe this would be a 1 week update. It of course took more like 6 weeks. With that out of the way though, I went from using the old 360 controllers to trying new Xbox controllers over Bluetooth, and part of this problem here was that GameMaker chooses a different range for these. It something like 0 to 4 and then 4 to 12 for controller ports, and they're kind of read differently. Like Windows will think they're a keyboard at times and move the mouse around with the analog stick. In Carpoon menus, it will double jump settings because it'll be taking keyboard and controller input at the same time. And I'd kind of gotten around with this in the past by having it so you can only have one controller type at a time. But I thought that wasn't the best, especially with itch.io demos and maybe a future Game Jolt demo. Looking for a solution, I came across an old Sarah Spalding video where they talked about input. It's a plugin made by Juju Adams. It automatically kind of takes care of all that for me, and it was pretty easy to set up. I did have to change a bit of how Carpoon works, but I recommend if you have a GameMaker project, use this right away. It'll let you kind of swap between keyboards and controllers super easy. Lets you set up verbs to, let's say just one for shoot. That you can say if player shoots in your code, and instead of checking for the keyboard and the controller or movement. I mean, with all this, you can just set up all these in verbs, and it makes it easier to remap later. If I had gone and tried input first instead of at the end, I could have had more features like players dropping in and out. And finally, I just had to polish Carpoon to get it up to date with shippable code. I had broken a lot of things, and also in the past it looks like I've been putting aside keyboard and player support a little bit. One of my friends tried it on their 1440p monitor, thank you John, and let me know the objectives were kind of looking weird there, so I also went for a few days to fix a lot of the scaling issues on 1440p monitors and Steam Deck. Here we go. Part of all this is that as more features are added to Carpoon, the way the management, I guess, or keeping everything bug-free adds up. It's always a constant, never-ending list of things to do, and it's just a matter of deciding which spots are important. And once all that was out of the way, I put up that new demo on Steam and updated the screenshots. So what's next for Carpoon? Well, I hope to take waves to a new level. I had a great idea from a couple of designers the other day about what to do on that I'll be trying to bring some more game essence to Carpoon. And more changes during levels, like the new bridges I added into the AutoWorks that retract during a match. But with all that said, I wanted to give a huge thank you to everyone who helped playtest Carpoon and give feedback. Please try out the new demo. I'd love to hear what you think. It's on Steam, GameJolt, and itch.io. If you want to support me making Carpoon, you can buy an early access edition of Carpoon on itch.io. Or I don't know, you can get one of these shirts if you want. I did make it. But mostly no, just wishlisting the game probably would help a ton. That was one of the main reasons for going through this. And finally, good luck to you on your own games or creative endeavors. Goodbye.